Have you ever thought about living abroad as a digital nomad or expat? Imagine the allure of traveling the world, working from anywhere, and immersing yourself in new cultures. It's an exciting prospect, isn't it? Yet, as with everything that glitters, it's not always gold. This video exposes the darker side of the digital nomad and expat lifestyle, the potential scams that can lurk in the shadows. Have you considered the potential risks and scams you might face? Imagine this: you found an incredible apartment online in the perfect location and it's surprisingly affordable. Take, for example, the story of a digital nomad named Jane. Jane was excited to move to Lisbon, Portugal. She found a beautiful, fully furnished apartment in the heart of the city, listed at a price that seemed too good to be true. And, as it turned out, it was. Jane was contacted by a friendly person who claimed to be the owner. They exchanged emails and the owner explained he was away on business and unable to show Jane the apartment in person. But he sent her pictures, even a virtual tour, and everything looked perfect. Jane was asked to pay the first 2 months' rent upfront via a wire transfer to secure the apartment. Excited by the prospect, Jane transferred the money. However, when she arrived in Lisbon, she found that not only was the apartment nothing like the pictures, it didn't even exist. The address she was given led to an empty lot. Jane had become a victim of the too good to be true accommodation scam. So how can you spot and avoid such scams? Firstly, beware of prices that are significantly lower than the market average. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Secondly, be cautious of landlords who are unable to show you the property in person or via a trusted contact. Scammers often use this ruse to avoid being caught. Thirdly, never pay rent or a deposit via wire transfer. Scammers prefer this method as it's nearly impossible to trace or recover the money once it's been sent. Lastly, always do your due diligence. Research the property address, check if it appears on other rental sites with different details or if it's listed for sale. Try to speak to previous tenants if possible. Scams like these are unfortunately common in the world of digital nomads, but by being vigilant and doing your homework, you can avoid falling into the same trap. Therefore, always do your research and never pay in full up front. You've landed an amazing remote job, but there's a catch. Here's the story of Sophia, a digital nomad with a penchant for graphic design. Sophia was on the hunt for a remote job that would allow her to work while traveling. She came across a fantastic opportunity to work for a startup. The job description was perfect, the pay was great, and the team seemed friendly. But things took a turn for the worse. Sophia was asked to complete a complex task as part of her job interview. She spent hours on it, believing it was a test of her skills. However, after turning in her work, she never heard back from the company. To add salt to the wound, she later saw her work being used by the company she thought she was applying to. Sophia had fallen victim to a job scam. This scam is common among remote job seekers. Fraudulent companies or individuals post fake job listings, ask applicants to complete actual work as part of the interview process, and then use the work without paying for it. To avoid falling into this trap, here are a few tips. 1. Always research the company. Look for reviews or news about the company online. If the company has no digital footprint, it could be a red flag. 2. Be wary of job listings that require you to complete a comprehensive task before you're hired. It's common to have a test or sample task, but if it seems like it could be used as a deliverable, tread carefully. 3. If it seems too good to be true, you guessed it, it probably is. Another thing to note is that legitimate companies will often have a detailed hiring process. They will want to interview you, perhaps more than once, and may even ask for references. If a company seems eager to skip these steps, consider it a warning sign. In the digital world, it's important to protect your work and your time. Job scams are a harsh reality, but with caution and due diligence, they can be avoided. So, always verify the legitimacy of a job offer before accepting it. Your digital life is your lifeline when living abroad, but what happens when it gets compromised? Picture this: Jack, a digital nomad, landed in Bali, Indonesia, ready to explore and work from the paradisiacal island. He was cautious, or so he thought, but he fell prey to a public Wi-Fi trap. While sipping his coffee at a local cafe, he logged into a seemingly harmless free Wi-Fi network. Little did he know he was stepping right into an identity theft scam. The scammer, lurking in the shadows of the digital world, used this network to gain access to Jack's device, stealing his personal information, bank details, and even his digital identity. Jack found out about this when he noticed a series of unfamiliar transactions on his bank account, and it was too late to prevent the damage. So, how can you spot such scams? Firstly, be wary of public Wi-Fi networks. They are a hotbed for hackers and scammers. If the network doesn't require a password, think twice before connecting. Secondly, watch out for phishing attempts. These may come in the form of suspicious emails or messages, prompting you to click on a link or download an attachment. If it seems off, it probably is. Now let's talk about prevention. It's important to use a virtual private network, or VPN, especially when accessing sensitive information over public networks. This encrypts your data, making it difficult for scammers to intercept. Regularly updating your devices and using strong, unique passwords also goes a long way in protecting your digital identity. Moreover, consider investing in an identity theft protection service. These services monitor your personal information and alert you if they detect any suspicious activity. In the end, it's about being vigilant and proactive in protecting your digital life. Because as digital nomads, we rely heavily on our digital identities to work, travel, and connect with the world. Remember, protecting your digital identity is as important as protecting your physical one. While these are some of the most common scams, there are plenty more out there. For instance, visa scams are a frequent occurrence. Scammers prey on those who are unfamiliar with the immigration process. They might promise to expedite your visa application for a fee, but instead they take your money and run. Remember, only official government entities can process visa applications. If you're unsure, check with the country's embassy or consulate. Next, there's the currency exchange scam. This often happens in tourist hotspots. You might be approached by someone offering to exchange your money at a rate that seems too good to be true. They might even show you a wad of cash to prove their legitimacy. But more often than not, they'll give you counterfeit bills or simply take your money and disappear. Always use licensed money changers or ATMs to ensure you're getting the real deal. Investment scams are another pitfall to watch out for. These can come in many shapes and sizes, from pyramid schemes to fraudulent ICOs. The scammer might promise you high returns with little to no risk. But remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Always do your due diligence before investing your hard-earned money. Check the credibility of the company and read the fine print. Lastly, we have the infamous free Wi-Fi scam. In this scenario, scammers set up fake Wi-Fi hotspots in public places. Once you connect to their network, they can track your online activity and steal your sensitive information. To stay safe, only connect to secure, password-protected networks and use a VPN when possible. While the digital nomad lifestyle offers a world of opportunities, it also comes with its own set of challenges. But by staying informed and vigilant, you can protect yourself from these pitfalls. Always stay alert and do your homework to avoid falling victim to these scams. Living abroad as a digital nomad or expat can be an exciting adventure. But as we've explored in this video, it's not without its pitfalls. Remember the too good to be true accommodation scam? The deal that seems perfect, but in reality is just a trap to con you out of your hard-earned money. Or the job scam, where a dream job turns into a nightmare, leaving you stranded in a foreign land with no income. And let's not forget the identity theft scam, a subtle and dangerous threat that can leave you battling to reclaim your own identity and repair your credit. It's a chilling reminder that we must always be on guard, protecting our personal and financial information with utmost care. We also touched on other scams that you should be aware of, those that may not be as common but are equally devastating. The bottom line is, scammers are getting more ingenious, and it's up to us to stay one step ahead. So how can we do that? By staying vigilant, doing our research, and never taking anything at face value. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. If you have doubts, seek advice. There are numerous expat communities and online resources that can provide valuable insights and help you avoid falling victim to scams. With the right precautions, you can avoid scams and fully enjoy your experience living abroad. Our next video will uncover 13 more scams to look out for. Please subscribe and give us a like if you found value in this video. Stay safe out there.